With that, I recognize Senator Sanders.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman, for holding this hearing on an extremely important subject. It is no big secret that we have a retirement crisis in our country that demands immediate action. In America today, unbelievably, the richest country in the world, almost half of older workers have no retirement savings at all and no idea as to how they will retire with any shred of dignity or security. As frightening as the retirement crisis is for older workers, it is even a bigger concern for the millions of seniors who are no longer able to work, who have exhausted all of their savings, and who have no pensions. Incredibly and unacceptably, and I learned about this a couple of years ago when I was chair of the committee, it really is remarkable. Some 21% of seniors in this country are trying to survive on $15,000 a year or less. I don't know how anybody survives on $15,000, let alone a senior, but that is the reality. Half of our nation's older people are trying to make it on an income of less than $30,000 a year. According to the OECD, the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, here in the United States, with more income and wealth inequality than we've ever had, we now have the dubious distinction of not only having one of the highest rates of childhood poverty in the industrialized world, we also have one of the highest rates of senior poverty compared to other wealthy nations. Today in America, nearly 23% of seniors are living in poverty, comparing that to Denmark, 5%, France, 5.8%, Germany, 12.6%. In the United States of America, 23% of seniors are living in poverty. And that is really a disgrace. These are the people who have helped build this economy. They've raised their families. They fought in wars. We should not have almost a quarter of our seniors living in poverty. 50 years ago, Mr. Chairman, it was not uncommon for corporations to provide workers with a defined benefit pension plan that guaranteed, underlined, guaranteed a monthly income in retirement. Didn't matter if the stock market went up, down, you knew what you were getting. Back then, many corporations made a promise to their workers. If they worked at the same company for a certain number of years, they'd be rewarded with a monthly check that would enable them to live comfortably in retirement. And I'll never forget, a couple of years ago, we had a young woman here, worker in an automobile factory with the UAW, talking about how her grandfather, who also worked at an auto factory, was able to enjoy a pension, defined benefit pension, that she herself could not get. Sadly, the days of defined benefit pensions are mostly behind us as a result of a relentless 50-year war on the working class of this country waged by corporate America. Traditional pension plans have become an endangered species on their way to extinction. In 1975, 44% of workers, 44% had a traditional defined benefit pension plan. Today, that figure is at 9%. In other words, we are moving in exactly the wrong direction in terms of retirement security. So what do we do? How do we improve that dismal situation? In my view, we should not be talking about cutting Social Security, as some of my Republican colleagues are doing. We should be talking about expanding Social Security. We should also be making Social Security solvent for our kids and future generations. Legislation that I've introduced, the Social Security Expansion Act, with 10 of my colleagues in the Senate, accomplishes both of these goals. How does it do it? It ain't difficult to figure out. Right now in America, a billionaire pays the same amount of money into the Social Security Trust Fund as somebody who makes $176,000. Somebody's making $50 million, somebody's making $176,000, same amount going into the Social Security Trust Fund. My legislation applies the Social Security payroll tax to income over $250,000 a year. Under this bill, 91% of households would not see their taxes go up by 1 penny. Let's be clear, expanding Social Security is only part of the solution. That's an important part. If we do what my legislation proposes, you would increase the solvency of Social Security for 75 years and increase benefits for people on Social Security. What we've also got to do, obviously, is bring back defined benefit pension plans, and that's a whole other issue unto itself. But to me, it really is outrageous that people can work for a company their entire lives, be given a wristwatch at best, and sent on their way. We've got to do a lot better than that. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.